B255.
Madam Speaker, the production of sugar for the period 2014 to 2017 is as follows. For the year 2014, 400,173 tons of sugar was produced. For the year 2015, 366,070 tons were produced. For the year 2016, 386,277 tons. And for the year 2017, 355,213 tons were produced. The figures obviously show that there has been a decrease in the production of sugar from 2014 to 2017, save for an increase in 2016. The House may wish to note that the decreasing trend in sugar production does not date back to the period 2014 to 2017, but in fact, this trend has been observed for quite a number of years. The decline started since 2008, whereby sugar production stood at 452,062 tons to fall to 400,173 tons in 2014. The main reasons which account for the decreasing trend in sugar production are the constant reduction in the area under cane cultivation and an area harvested to cater for demands such as residential, commercial, educational, and infrastructural purposes and for other crops. Second, constant decrease in the price of sugar following the abolition of the guaranteed price under the sugar protocol. Prevailing climatic conditions. Sharp increase in cost of production, including labor and transport. Shortage of labor and aging of the planters, community, and workers. Land abandonment by small planters, and quality of cane in terms of sucrose content and extraction rate. In fact, in 2014, the extraction rate stood at 9.91%. In 2015, excessive rainfall and delayed harvest affected sucrose accumulation, resulted in a lower extraction rate of 9.14%, which is the lowest since 1947 island-wide. In 2016, favorable climatic conditions contributed to enhanced ripening and resulted in a higher extraction rate of 10.15%. In 2017, unfavorable climatic conditions with high rainfall during maturity period has resulted in low extraction rate of 9.57%. It is noted that the sharp increase in extent of land which has been moved out of sugarcane started in 2005 and to reach a maximum of 2,189 hectares in 2008. With the falling price of sugar, it is expected that this trend will re-emerge. Government is currently working on a turnaround plan for this sector in consultation with other stakeholders to reverse the trend. Some of the measures initiated to increase revenue, in addition to the various schemes introduced since 2015, are as follows. New remunerative markets, focus on special sugars, increased revenue on other cane products, namely biomass, bagasse, and molasses, introduction of new cane varieties with higher fiber contents, setting up of the Joint Technical Committee to look into the immediate, medium, and long-term survival of the industry.
Yes, Mahen.
I have two questions. I will ask them one at a time. Now, my first question is as follows. When the Honourable Minister assumed office, he said he will maintain 400,000 tonnes, which was the case in 2014, as his objective going forward. Figures have dropped, and last year we had the worst ever figure, 355,000 tonnes. Has the government failed in its meeting its objective?
Madam Speaker, this is a case where you can't overnight do miracle. You have to come up with a series of measures to be able to get back all those land that have been under sugarcane, that have been left in abandoned state, and we have to now, we have been since 2015 coming up with a series of measures to be able to increase the production. I still maintain that if we need to keep this industry viable, we need a minimum critical mass to be able to keep that industry survive in a survival state. And that's where I said we need to keep at least 50,000 hectares of land under sugarcane cultivation. We need to produce at least 4 million tons of cane annually, and to produce 400,000 tons of sugar. And that's the whole objective of keeping this industry viable. And that's what we are doing in terms of increasing the surface area under cane cultivation. We have to come up with a replantation program, because due to the reduction in the price, people have not replanted their fields. Fields are currently with 8 years, 9 years of cycle, where the yield is going down. So we need to come up with schemes to get them back to replant their fields, so that we can increase the yield, so that the production can go up.
Yes, Rosman, yes.
Minister, whether I can confirm if consideration is being given to increasing electricity tariffs to pay for subsidies to sugarcane planters in general.
Well, I'm not aware of whether this is something which is being looked at, but I know there is a contract between Alteo and the CEB, which is being negotiated, and there are these are under negotiation. I'm not in a position to divulge those whatever is being discussed at the moment, but we are looking at all the measures that can be put in place to increase the revenue of the planters, of the growers of the industry, so that we can keep them alive and keep this industry survive. I mean, that's that's why we have that committee which is in place, which are looking at a series of measures that can be implemented to be able to keep this industry viable.
My question has nothing to do with the Alteo issue. I asked whether he is aware, whether it is a fact that consideration is being given to increase electricity tariffs for the whole population to pay for subsidies to the sugar planters, both big, small, and medium. The Minister says he is not aware. Is he not aware that there are two committees, in fact, considering this issue? And if I am right, will he report back to the House?
I'm not aware of any committee looking at the increase in the tariff of the electricity to be able to increase the price, I mean, the revenue of the growers. But what I can say is that we have a joint technical committee which are looking at a series of measures that we have to come up with to be able to keep this industry viable.
Yes, Madam Speaker, number of land and area number of planters have dropped from 30,000 to under 13,000, and land under area cultivation has dropped from 70,000 to way below 50,000. Can I ask the Honourable Minister whether the amendment that he brought to the Sugar Efficiency Amendment Bill, which had the chance to intervene, does not contribute for this erosion even further?
Again, Madam Speaker, if you look at the figures, the trend since 2006, there has been a decrease, a constant decrease in the land under sugarcane cultivation. One of the main reasons that we have seen lately with the abolition of the sugar protocol and the decrease in the price, those land that used to be marginal land, that are no more now profitable for those who are growing sugarcane on those land, they are moving out. I mean, these are the factors that are all contributing towards a decrease in the land that are under cane cultivation. I mean, like I said, this trend has been, we've seen it because at the time that it was announced that the price was going to go down with the abolition of the sugar protocol, people have moved out from that industry into other sectors.
Deputy Speaker, we are not here to have a blame game. Madam Speaker, we are not here to have a blame game. I think the responsibility has to be shared. Now, can I impress upon the Minister to see to it, one, that there is no encroachment upon prime agricultural land, two, that the cane sustainability fund be increased, three, that we look at the price of molasses being given to planters and at ethanol, and four, that we come with a package of incentives to encourage planters to bring back land into under sugarcane cultivation.
Madam Speaker, that's what we've been doing since 2015. We have come up with a series of support to the planters, and that is why we set up. That is why we have set up a joint technical committee to look at all the, because what happened last year with the complete abolition of the sugar regime, the price has dropped to just over 10,000 rupees per ton. And that is why we are looking at the future of this industry. And we can't come up with palliative measures. We are looking at long-term measures. We have been looking.
Order, please. Order.
The honourable member.
Order. Honourable Bulel, please.
The honourable member was a former Minister of Agriculture. In 19...
No interruptions, please. Allow the Minister to reply. Please, allow the Honourable Minister to reply. No interruptions. No interruptions. Yes, Honourable Minister.
He was a former Minister of Agriculture.
You've said
between the years
to give your reply.
1995 to 2000. He did nothing, knowing well. He did nothing, knowing well that the sugar industry was going to be faced with problems.
Order, please.
It's only actual Prime Minister, as Minister of Agriculture then, took the bold responsibility to come up with a reform in the sugar industry.
Please,
and now he's telling us...
Honourable Bulel, please sit down. Honourable Ratna, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please, ask your question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for finally giving me the chance to ask a question. Can the Honourable Minister confirm that significant amount of decrease in the production of sugar has also contributed because large sugar estate barons are now concentrating mainly in real estate than sugar production because it is more lucrative in business in sugar estate?
Don't give the answer, ask the question. Order, please. Order, otherwise the Minister will not reply. Do you want the Minister to reply? Please, reply.
Madam Speaker, I did in my reply, stated the reasons why land that was under sugarcane had been moved out. So many reasons, so many factors have contributed to that, and one of those reasons is into development of other real estate projects.
Last question, number ample.
Question.
May I, Madam Speaker, may I?
Order, please. Honourable Bulel, please calm down. I know you are very passionate about agriculture, but yet, please calm down. Yes, Honourable Ramphal, last question.
Yes, may I, Madam, remind the Honourable Minister that in the last year's budget, he made a promise to the sugar plantain community that he is providing for 50 million rupees to bring back at least 500 hectares of sugarcane. That was for last year's, for fiscal year 2017-2018. Now, can I know from the Honourable Minister how many hectares have we brought back under sugarcane cultivation and how many hectares have been abandoned?
Of the 50 million allocated for the budget 2017-2018, I can confirm to this House that we have already contracted
Please,
I'll tell you in a minute.
please.
About 452 hectares of land are already under preparation.
I suspend the sitting for 1.5 hours.